Hey guys, so we're going to go ahead and continue from where we left off yesterday with transformations. Yesterday we started to talk about translations and it was kind of an introduction, so we're going to get deeper into that, but I'm also going to introduce the other transformations as well as talk about what these transformations are in the first place. So the transformations we're going to be talking about right now are called rigid transformations, and the reason they're called that is because these are transformations, and I apologize that my handwriting is not going to be the best because I'm using like this tablet and pen and it can be a little bit difficult. It'll get better as we go. So these are transformations that maintain a shape and size of a figure. Okay, so when you do these transformations, they're not going to change the size of the figure. They can't get bigger or smaller, and they also can't change the shape. It can just change the position of it. So the three transformations that we're going to be talking about are translations. You guys already heard of that one. Reflections, which you guys are very familiar with that word. And last but certainly not least, rotations. Okay, so something that I want to talk about before we really get into transformations is prime notation. What that is it's how you write and how you draw your figures so that we know which one is first and which one was second. So if you look down here at this example, you see these little apostrophes next to the letters. That means that this is the new transformed image. So what we can say is that you have to put the apostrophe. That's kind of rough. Let's try that again. It's the apostrophe after a letter. To clarify which figure is the new transformed one. Because we'll always have an original and we'll have a new one after you perform a transformation. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to focus on translations for today. So what a translation is, as you can kind of see in the picture, is literally just sliding the figure to another position. And the thing to know about this is that it will never turn it in any way. It'll just move, up, down, left, right. Those are the only ways it can move. Okay, and key information to know about translations is the direction in which it's moving. Well, the directions. So this is what I mean by up, down, left, or right. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to stop fidgeting with this. Okay, and again, that's up, down, left, and right. Okay, that's one part, and then the other part is how many units it's moving. And you'll see what I mean by that in just a second. So, in this example that I have for you, The first one, the original, it's called the pre-image, is the blue one. And the reason we know that this is the original is because there's no apostrophe like there is on the red one. So what we need to figure out is, how did we move the blue one to achieve the red one? So if you look at the two A's, right? A, and this is called A prime. We moved up 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So we can say that we move up 4. And then we move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We move to the right 8. And so all of the rest of the points are going to follow the same exact pattern. And then this would be what your new figure would look like. All right. So what we're going to do here is some practice problems so you guys can see what it looks like to do the transformation ourselves. And you guys did get to do a little bit of that yesterday in the Desmos activity, so this should be fairly familiar to you. So let's say we have this shape. It's actually a parallelogram, and we want to shift it 4 units to the right, okay, and 5 units down. So we can go and start with B, right, and we're going to move that point 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right, and we're going to move it 5 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this tells us that our new point is going to be right here. Okay? So then we're going to go ahead and follow that process for all of the points. We're going to take A and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Take B and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our point. So okay, and then we have 2 more to do. I went completely out of order, but that's okay. It doesn't matter which one you do first. Just counting out 4 and 5 each time. Okay, I'm almost done. 1 more point. And I know it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have like a bit of an obsession with color coding. I really hope it helps you see the figure better. And then you're going to go ahead and draw your figure in. Mine might not be perfect. Again, this pen thing I'm using is kind of difficult to make things look good. Alright, and remember, you have to label your new figure. So now, because it's the new one, we're going to call it A prime. B prime, because this is the new B, this is the new A, this is the new C, this is the new D. So that is my newly transformed shape. Alright, let's do another one. Sorry, my voice is a little funky. Alright, so now we're translating the shape 6 units to the left, 2 units up. So let's start with point A this time. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units to the left, and then 2 units up. So 1, 2. That lands us right over here. And that's going to be my new A, so I'm going to go ahead and call it A prime. Let's do another one. Point B, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 up. And because it's my new point B, I will call it B prime. As we continue here to point C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2 units up. Alright, we're getting there. One last point here, but first let's go ahead and label this one C prime. And finally, we have D, which goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 up, 1, 2, and we end here. That's D prime. So then you're free to draw your shape. And that is your new shape after we transformed it. I'll do one last example with you. This time we have triangle bag. We're going to take it and go 8 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can then place our A prime. Alright, let's do the next point. We have B here. We're going to move it 8 units to the right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 6 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place our B prime. And lastly, we have point G. And it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got our G prime. And now we can draw in the rest of our figure. And that's it. And that is how you do translations. So that is all for today. Oh, geez.